There's this magic show that has been running for over 10 years in Boston, and last night I decided to go and check it out and see what it was all about. It's called Four Handed Illusions, and it's run by these two guys. It's like comedy and magic. I honestly had no idea what we were walking into. I don't know if I've ever been to a magic show. I think I've just seen people do magic, but I've never been to a whole show about it. It is in the Hampshire House, which is in that same building where Cheers is in Beacon Hill. There was no photos and videos allowed during the show, obviously, but I was joking with my friend before going to this. I'm not the person that can sit back and relax during a magic show. During the whole show, I'm trying to figure out what is going on, trying to see the sneaky things that they do. And my jaw was on the floor the whole time, this whole show. These guys were so good. At one point, a table was floating and they were reading minds and just guessing things that I truly and honestly cannot understand how they did. I don't know how they did it. So much so at the end, they gave us our own cards to rip and then trade and then do this whole thing, put one half away and then throw the rest, and then only to end up with the whole card at the end. And I'm like, how are we doing this? Aside from the magic in the show and all of that stuff being wonderful, they also had a strict dress code. So no jeans, no sneakers, and everyone needed to be dressed up in cocktail attire. And also your phone had to be off and away the whole show, which while I was watching the show, I was like, this is so nice, because I wasn't even tempted to pull it out, but you could truly disconnect during this 3-hour show and be so in the moment and present, which is something that doesn't happen that often. And also in Boston, there's not many times where there's something that requires a dress code. And it was just really refreshing to know that everyone was dressed up, everyone was present, and everyone was just there to have a good time. I loved this experience. There's also a bar, so you can go beforehand, get some cocktails. They have an intermission where you can just have a different kind of night out, whether it's with friends. They said bachelor and bachelorette parties go all the time. If it's date night, it is just a good, different thing to do in Boston.